Welcome back to the Geek on My Sleeve channel. Today we're doing a spoiler-free review of The Warring Sun. It is book 2 in the Wings of War series, and it is by Bryce O'Connor. Thoroughly enjoyed the book. Definitely had a hefty portion of combat. The main scene is around a gladiator pit or, kind of Thunderdome style event.
Yes, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Before we get too far into the spoiler-free review of The Warring Sun, want to give the author Bryce O'Connor a little bit of love.
So we found out about Bryce O'Connor through a collaboration event with Luke Chimilenko. The Shattered Reigns was the book series, and it was A Mark of Kings. You can definitely tell Bryce O'Connor's influence now that we're going back through his original series. And Bryce O'Connor does the, I guess, more traditional fantasy very well. Um, and through that series, Luke Chimilenko, for me, brought a little bit more of the combat elements.
Yeah, yeah. Huge fans of Luke Chimilenko as well. Found him through his Ascend Online series. You should definitely check that out. Plug, plug, plug. The Shattered Rain series was a lot of fun, though. Good excuse to get Peter to check out the longer tail and long overdue coming back to Bryce O'Connor's original series, The Wings of War. Book 2, The Warring Suns, a lot of fun. There is a total of 5 in the series. Definitely going to keep doing our Geek Outs, the live streams where we get into the spoiler-free discussions. So definitely pick up the series, hop on in. As you were starting to say earlier, Pete, the Warring Sun is pretty much focused around this gladiator culture. And um, without getting into too much there, we thought we got to see a good amount of combat in the first book. Was there enough combat in this book for you, Pete?
It did. I would give it 2 good fight scenes that I thoroughly enjoyed. As much as we dealt with a gladiator fighting pit, it seemed like a lot of it was more character development and positioning and other things. Um, so Bryce O'Connor definitely seems to be good at the long game, following more typical fantasy-esque style.
That's important for a series or an epic fantasy sci-fi book, just like we've enjoyed with the Shattered Reigns series and Warform Stormreaver. They read a lot more epic fantasy. And while I wouldn't consider this an epic fantasy, Amazon has it listed as dark fantasy horror, dark fantasy sword and sorcery fantasy. The series as a whole, though, we definitely get to see more of the other subplots hinted at earlier in book 1. Bryce O'Connor does a good job with those interludes or the excerpts at the beginning of the chapters, kind of like hinting of the legend of these characters that we know about. A couple more come across our path in book 2.
I would say the way book 1 left off and through book 2, I was pleasantly surprised in the directions he ended up taking. It's not what I thought was going to happen, and I feel like he's leading us on. There is definitely a lot of foreshadowing for potential to come, but we still have other elements from book one that haven't come to be yet. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be continuing the series.
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. Um, it scratches the itch of the anti-hero for me. He's not your white knight in shining armor. You know, he's kind of has his core values, him against the world, abandoned alone, just with a dragon snout and big old wings.
So that is where this book does well. Another series I thoroughly enjoy, Dungeon Lord. It in book one, it takes the idea of the play of Faust, or the prophecy of Faust, where you make
Faustian Gambit.
yeah, Faustian Gambit, where you make a deal with the devil to get power, and all it takes is power to make people corrupt and evil and to fall to the dark. Well, as you know from book one, Raz Ashul, probably butchered the name, but anyway, our main character is essentially a dragonborn, and everybody sees him as a monster, but time and time again, he is the most righteous, upstanding, noble person of them all.
In his own way, right? Like he sticks to his core values and fights for them, even though everyone, or not everyone, a lot of people just see him as this monster, and he could embrace it, right? He doesn't have to play by their rules.
So, if you enjoyed this spoiler free review, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, please and thank you, so that you can see when we release our next spoiler free reviews for more book recommendations for you, as well as you will be able to find when we're doing our Geek Outs, which is our live in depth book discussions.
At the point of this recording, we're 2 out of 5 books for The Wings of War. Great time to pick it up. Going to keep continuing the series and would welcome more people to come and geek out with us on this amazing series by Bryce O'Connor.
Hope to geek out with you here soon.
Bye.